Okay, so far it looks good. I'm wondering if the sound here is going to be a bit much, but we'll see. Ooh, that cottonwood, that stuff kills me. Alright. Well, everything looks stable here. This will be the start of my first moto vlog, I guess. So for those of you that don't know me, I assume most of you don't know me, but for those of you that don't, my name's Tim. I love making YouTube videos. It is one of my passions. I started a few years ago making leather things, and then decided to make YouTube videos on how to make leather stuff, like wallets and bags, stuff like that. And I wouldn't say my channel blew up, but it took off way more than I ever imagined it would. Like, I wouldn't have expected anybody would want to watch me, and now I'm sitting at like 30,000 and something subscribers, and like I get paid for making leather stuff that way, so it's pretty crazy. Anyway, one of my other passions is motorcycles. Really anything on two wheels. I love all kinds of bikes. I have mountain bikes and road bikes and motorcycles, and if it has two wheels, I love it. And so I thought, if I can make it on YouTube making leather stuff and get paid for it, maybe I can make it riding motorcycles? I don't know. I don't know if those two kind of translate, but we're gonna give it a shot. So this is me, just taking a ride. I'm in beautifully rainy Chilliwack, British Columbia, Canada. It's not too cold here. It's alright today. This is kind of a place where if you're not willing to ride in the cold and the rain, you're not going to ride very often. We get kind of 2 months of summer, and the rest is relatively cold, so you pretty much have to be willing to put up with a little bit of rain, a little bit of cold. And I've actually wanted to do like moto vlogging, I guess. I hate the term, but I wanted to do this for a long time. I've been riding motorcycles for quite a while. I had like a few-year break after I had my last motorcycle stolen. And then I didn't do too much riding, but now I got a new one, and I'm super back into it, just as into it as I was when I had my last bike. And back when I had that one, I was kind of addicted to watching these motovlog things, like just, I don't know, people on bikes riding around, talking shit and telling stories, that kind of thing. And I don't know, I thought it was cool at the time. I probably should have given it a go, but I didn't, and now here we are. I actually like managed to have some gear from doing my other YouTube channel that works for this, and so I've just strapped it onto my bike, and here we go. I don't know how good the quality is going to be. This is my first time out trying out all the equipment and stuff, so it's just going to be a quick one. Just a little rip around town. Looks like it's going to start pouring rain on me pretty soon. But yeah, I kind of went deep down the rabbit hole at one point watching motovloggers like Walterific, do it with Dan, and Chase on Two Wheels, and Jake the Garden Snake, and just a bunch of awesome people out on motorcycles, ripping around, usually just telling whatever stories, talking about whatever. And yeah, I spent a lot of time watching those things. So I don't think that there's any kind of real money in it anymore. I think those guys back then were getting actually paid decent money. But now just, I don't really think that motovlogging is as popular as it was then. It kind of hit its peak then. But there are still a few guys out there doing it. I know I, out of curiosity, looked some of them up the other day, and Walterific's still out there doing it, although he doesn't look like he's as big as he once was. He had like a $100,000 Jeep and crazy Audi R8 or whatever, just from doing motovlogs. He was killing it. And then I think when YouTube came down on monetization and changed a bunch of things, that kind of killed the gravy train for those guys that were making their living there. But there is still motorcycle content out there, so I feel like maybe it's something where you kind of have to start making videos, feeling it out, and then see if there's room there to get into like a niche there you fit. Because that's what YouTube's all about, is finding your niche, right? Like I said, I'm not like crazy successful on YouTube, but I'm successful enough that I know how to make some money there and kind of vaguely know how the whole algorithm thing works. And once you find your niche and people are willing to watch, then that's when you start seeing some success on YouTube. That's why they tell creators to niche down and stick with one thing, which kind of sucks, because then you end up with people like myself and like a ton of other people where, yeah, we've niched down and make other things, but I have a ton of interests and I just want to make videos about everything. So you kind of force those creators' hands to make a bunch of different channels, because generally speaking, one channel that covers a whole wide variety of topics isn't as successful unless they somehow find a way to tie all of those things together. And that's the key, is if you're doing multiple things, tying them all together to a central theme, like your core niche, I guess. But that's really hard to find. So you also really just need to love doing YouTube videos. Like if you don't love doing YouTube videos, it's going to be really hard to have any kind of success, because there's no guarantees in this game, and at the end of the day you need to just be happy having gone out and made a video, because a lot of the time you can pour your heart and soul into a video and it just goes nowhere, and there's a certain amount of planning and work and like strategy that you can put into videos, but there is also a little bit of luck and timing and stuff too, and sometimes you'll just put out a video kind of at the right time and the right people see it, and then YouTube will push that out further to a wider audience, and it just keeps getting pushed out and pushed out and pushed out. And that can happen to videos that like videos that you made you don't even like I know that's happened to me. Some of my most viewed videos on my other channel are ones that I don't know, kind of slacked off on, thought they wouldn't do anything, put them out just to get my weekly video out, and then they, again, I don't want to like exaggerate and say blew up, but for the sake of that channel, kind of blew up. Like they would get thousands and thousands of views right away. You just kind of got to be out here just willing to like push out videos. I've never really done vlogging before. Kind of the cool thing about vlogging is you're just out here, you're essentially talking to yourself, and you just kind of talk and get it all out. Like I came out here with no game plan, no idea what I was going to talk about, and here we are talking about YouTube. Like I said, I'm enjoying making videos, so even if I'm just making these videos that nobody else sees, at least it's, I don't know, an excuse to get out here on the bike. And what are we doing here, buddy? What are you doing? Okay. So this is the second bike I've ever owned. I've ridden a whole bunch of different kinds of bikes. I had a buddy who got me into riding motorcycles. Man, what a good friend that is to get you into motorcycles. This is like the best hobby. But my first bike, it was a 1993 Kawasaki Ninja ZX6. I know it's kind of like a shitty older bike, but man, I loved that thing. It reminded me of when I was a kid. I had this Micro Machine. I don't know if you guys remember Micro Machines. They were the sort of like Hot Wheels, but just a smaller version. And I had a Micro Machine Kawasaki Ninja. Must have been close to the same year. And I loved that thing. Also looked very similar. It was black. It looked very similar to the bike from Top Gun. I believe this was in 1990 though, but looked very similar to that. Anyway, I loved that bike. I learned how to ride on that thing, and man, it was just a good bike. And then, yeah, I got hired at the job where I work now, kind of like my new like a proper grown-up job, like not like one that's, I guess, a career, not just a job. And someone stole that thing, and then yeah, I got a call from the cop that found it, said it looked great, and I was super excited. He sent it off to get fingerprinted and all that stuff. And then I got a call from ICBC saying, yeah, it looks good, but the motor's blown up. So, not getting it back. They wrote it off. I got some money from that. Not too much, but I had a bit of money from that, and then I bought a brand new truck instead. So haven't been riding since until now. I've ridden like my friends' bikes here and there, but I didn't own a bike for probably 5 years. And then I bought this one. So this is a 2009 Harley-Davidson Dyna Street Bob. This is the first actually Harley I've ever ridden. Figured I'd give a Harley a shot, and I don't know, I'll do a walk around this thing and give you a look at it at some point, but I love this bike. Now, I'm not really somebody who's super loyal to like one type of bike. I love all bikes, man. Yeah, like I'm a big fan of the Harley. I can see why people love Harleys. It just, I don't know, feels so manly to ride it, right? And I know there's all the like brother jokes and Dyna bro jokes and stuff like that, but I just like bikes, and this is kind of where I'm at right now. This, for what I want right now, this fits the bill. Am I gonna want like a crotch rocket or something like that again? Yeah, maybe. I do kind of miss the adrenaline rush of riding one of those things, but for where I'm at right now, this kind of fits my riding style. It's a lot of fun. And here comes that rain that I was talking about. Yeah, so I don't know if you're in the market for a new motovlog in your life, then I'd love it if you give me subscribe. This is not going to be everything that I do. Like I said, I kind of have a ton of varied interests, and I'm going to go against the advice I gave and not totally niche down and try to have a channel that has like a bunch of different content. I'm hoping that I can come up with something to tie it all together. I don't know what that is yet or what that looks like. I know that probably if I want to see success here, that's going to be something that I'm going to have to do. But for now, I'm just going to have fun making videos. There's something like making videos on my other channel is obviously a creative endeavor, but there's something that feels a little more creative about this, just because those videos are like so scripted how-to videos, and this is more just out here riding around. I didn't even come up with like where I was going to go. I just kind of rode a route that I like to ride if I don't have a ton of time. But yeah, just come out here, go for a ride, talk shit on here, and have a good time, you know? Yeah. Anyway, that's gonna be it. I'll wrap this up. I don't even know if you guys are gonna have been able to hear me over the engine. Like I said, this is the inaugural run of the camera setup here, so hope it works. Anyway, I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye.